The third Guardians of the Galaxy is getting closer to release with each passing day. And while people generally like to stay away from spoilers, it seems that director James Gunn has been out sharing some spoilers from the film himself. In a recent interview, he revealed 3 changes we can expect to see from the upcoming Guardians film. And in today's video, we're going to discuss all of them and a lot more. First off, James spoiled these new changes in a recent interview. James Gunn recently did an interview with comicbook.com and gave us some interesting new details about the third Guardians movie. He stated that fans won't have to worry about not knowing what the Guardians were doing since their last outing. The film will let viewers know everything that the gang was doing all this time. But that's not all. There will be some new changes coming to the Guardians with their third installment. While James was careful not to give away too much, he did share that the Guardians will have a new ship called Bowie in the movie. Plus, there's going to be a new member to join their team, and we think it might already be our favorite. The newest Guardian is a dog named Cosmo. Cosmo has telekinesis, and we're already excited to see what chaos he's going to put the team through. James also mentioned the whereabouts of the gang. He stated that they are currently in nowhere. This is the last place where Quill saw his version of Gamora. So could he be somehow searching for her? Or maybe even just trying to remember the last moments he spent with Gamora? Nowhere is also the severed head of a Celestial. These beings were explored in quite a lot of detail in the Eternals movie. It's possible that we might get to learn a few more details about the place, especially if a good chunk of the film is set there. Next, here's how the Guardians Holiday Special helped pave the way for the upcoming movie. One of the interesting bits of information that Gunn shared in his recent interview was that the Guardians Holiday Special is going to be a must-watch for anyone excited for the upcoming movie. This is because the special episode is going to have a couple of plot details that'll have a lot of importance in Volume 3 of the Guardians of the Galaxy. While Gunn didn't fully reveal just what these details were, he seemed confident that they're pretty big and spoilery reveals. In this way, he added that the holiday special would serve as a Trojan horse of sorts. It basically allowed him to add in information that helped to set up Volume 3. Adding these details at the start of the film would have been a problem. The film would have felt a bit bogged down with details and exposition if it started right off the bat by having to go over an explanation. Plus, the film already has to cover a lot of ground by detailing what the Guardians were doing all this time. So it's good to highlight these lore details in the holiday special. Marvel movies tend to have pacing issues as it is. So we think Gunn made the right call to put some of the setup in the special episode. This also means that any fans that were thinking of skipping the holiday special will now definitely have to give it a look before tuning into Volume 3. Plus, Gunn added that Volume 3 is going to be very emotional. One of the big things that's going to set the upcoming Guardians film apart from some of the other Marvel movies is the sheer amount of emotion it's going to have. The film is apparently very emotional, according to Gunn. The film is going to serve as the final goodbye to the current roster of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And while we may get to see a few of the characters later on at some point, they will probably never return to our screens as a single team. Because of how sad this is, Gunn felt like having a holiday special really helped to allow the cast and himself to have a feeling and sensation of a recess. It helped them get enveloped in a cozy feeling before the third movie came rolling in and served as the final goodbye. We definitely think the fans will appreciate getting to see our beloved Guardians together in a cheerful special episode before the bittersweet third film. It's obvious that not all of them are going to make it out alive in the end, and we're already dreading having to see some of these iconic characters bite the dust. Not to mention, the film will give us the backstory for an important character. While the Guardians films have already gone into a bit of detail about the past and histories of some of its core characters, fans have always wanted to learn more about Rocket Raccoon. The little guy is a fan favorite, and apparently Gunn has a soft spot for him him too. He mentioned recently that the character is one that he's always adored, and with the upcoming Guardians movie, a big focus has been given to Rocket Raccoon. We'll be learning about his backstory a little bit. The movie is also trying to make sure that he's given a proper conclusion. Ideally, Gunn wants to give Rocket Raccoon an ending that would fit the character well. We hope that doesn't mean that he'll go out in a blaze of glory while sacrificing himself for the rest of the crew, although we do admit that would be pretty amazing to see. The film is going to give closure to a lot of the members of the main cast. This makes us wonder just what all this means for the Guardians franchise in general. Hopefully, Disney has some ideas in place for how to move ahead with it, even if the team is going to get some big changes moving forward. Either way, one thing is certain: the ending is going to be outright spectacular. James stated that he can't wait to show everyone what they've managed to achieve with this film. Let's also discuss how the cast has been dealing with the more emotional tone. It's clear that it's not just the film's plot that's going to be emotional, but even the production. With this likely being the final outing for the Guardians, at least for now, some cast members have shared what the experience has been like. Zoe Saldana mentioned that filming was really bittersweet. While it was always a blast coming in and working with the people she loved and admired so much, there was always the thought that any day could be their last. Still, she was happy to have gotten the chance to spend the time she did with her wonderful team, and noted that seeing everyone evolve over the course of the 3 films was definitely great. And so, while it's definitely a goodbye, there's still some sweetness to balance out the bitter. Moving on, here's how the first reactions to the Guardians Holiday Special have been. The early reviews of the Guardians Holiday Special have been pouring in, and it seems that fans love it. People have been taking to social media to discuss the special episode, and they've mentioned that it's a feel-good blast. People stated that it's filled with great comedy, and anyone watching it will definitely be laughing for most of the episode. Some reviewers even stated that they couldn't stop after watching it once. It's so good that it just warrants a rewatch. While it doesn't raise the bar for the MCU, it's still the perfect mix of festive cheer that's needed around this time of year. Fans also pointed out that there's a DC Comics reference in the Guardians Holiday Special, which just goes to show how James Gunn is uniting nerds from both sides of the aisle. Many people who got to see Cosmo have also given the new Guardian the best boy status, which is definitely one of the greatest honors for any MCU character, we think. The comedic tone of the special episode seemed to have been a hit for many. People have their reservations when it comes to the humor in the MCU. It doesn't always land, but with someone like James Gunn heading this project, we never had any doubts. Gunn is amazing at making the most mundane premises and turning them into zany and fun. We've seen how he's been able to take a group of comic book nobodies like the Guardians of the Galaxy into fan favorites. Finally, how's the lighter tone of the special episode going to impact the movie? While fans might enjoy laughing at all the funny moments in the holiday special, we feel like the episode is really serving as a final moment of respite and happiness for the gang before the third movie dives us headfirst into a lot of sadness. As with any Marvel project, we expect there to be some moments of comedy and joy. Even if the supposedly emotional third Guardians movie, the general atmosphere definitely promises to be bittersweet at best. And so, as happy as we are to see the holiday special, we can't help but fear what the characters may have to go through in the upcoming film. That's a wrap for this video. What are your thoughts on the key changes coming to the Guardians after Thor 4? Comment below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.